Hey, my name's Ruby and welcome to another vlog. Yep, we're gonna end it there. Today is actually Tuesday, which is not normal. Normally I record this on Monday. But if you saw last week's video, I was pretty down still from everything that happened last week. But if you saw last week's video, then I was still down because of all of that stuff that happened there. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it first, so it makes a little bit more sense what I'm talking about here. But yeah, so I just didn't feel like recording yesterday, so that's why I'm doing it today instead. I did was productive though yesterday, so I did, as always, Monday edit last week's video, and yeah, that was all I did productive actually. But yeah, I edited the video, and today I actually went over it again and checked if everything is working fine, or looking fine better, and then also created the thumbnail and rendered it out. Well, it's actually rendering out right now. Because I actually changed last week's video, it's the first video that's actually 60 FPS. Because yes, I actually did record most of my videos in 30 FPS, or like a weird mixture of 30 FPS and 60 FPS, and then compressed it all down in the video editing. I decided against that because I realized that the sizes are not that much bigger, and I thought like what was a problem at the beginning was then had a lot of space on my SSD anymore, and so I was like, I don't know if I can record in 60 FPS, or do I have then, after I'm done with the video, delete all the raw footage again? Well, I don't. I did also clear up space by deleting Fortnite because I never played. But yeah, so we decided to go back to 60, or not go back, but actually record at 60 FPS, so it already looks better in my opinion. So yeah, obviously 60 FPS always looks better than 30, but I didn't think it gonna make this much of a difference. Like, it's a pretty big difference in the edit actually, as I noticed. Because of that though, the rendering also takes way longer. Normally my videos took like 30 minutes to render out, now it's up to 1 hour, because obviously it's double. The FPS so double as long as rendering. But it's again fine. An hour is still really good for rendering, I feel like. So that's all okay. Coming to the next point, the last video ended with me still having internet issues. And I actually did manage to fix that, and it's really stupid and really annoying. Pretty much what is happening is the router I bought is known to have heat problems. I did figure that out at night at Saturday because I was doing some research, just kinda to distract myself. Okay, so pretty much after I'd done some research, I also checked the temperatures of the router itself, and it was extremely high. Pretty much constantly being at over 100, I think. I showed a graph right here. The red line means 120 Celsius. The rules are normally between 80 and 90 max, pretty much. Or that's like normal temperatures they can be at. But obviously 100 is way too high and it shouldn't be that high, so that's why it kept crashing and actually restarting itself as like a safety measurement. Pretty much if it ever reached the 120, but it's at some point really close that like you can see the line, it's not a lot missing, then it will, I think, just actually damage the whole thing, what is scary to think about. But so all the way through that I noticed, okay, it's definitely a heat problem. What was then more annoying, because I actually did ask the technicians, both of them, if it could be a heat problem. And both of them said probably not. But yeah, they were wrong and I was right, and it's like I should have just listened to myself there and tried to figure that one out. But yeah. Also, why I already thought it was from the beginning like a heat problem was, or why the thought came to mind, let's say it like that, was because it did start when the weather got really hot again to like 27 Celsius, like pretty much every day. So at that point I was like, it could be just the heat. But again, that actually happened, so yeah. It kind of sucks because I had the right idea from the beginning and just instead trusted to go to technicians who then just didn't do anything and pretty much told me the wrong things. But after I figured that out, I also decided to go into a forum just to see if I find any more information, if I can maybe fix the overheating problem myself. And in the forum at like page 6, I did find someone asking the person who also had problems if it's lane or wall mounted. But then he also said that apparently the router is designed to be wall mounted. That information is not really well spread, I would say, because even on the promotional pictures of people selling the router, they most of the time have it on the floor and not often wall mounted. It's like just confusing, and not even the technician told me anything about it or anything, so it's just like, what is going on? Why is this not like known information? It also has some, when unpacking I did see obviously the holes at the back for wall mounting, but I also saw the rubber feet, so I was like, oh, you have both options, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know what the rubber feet are for, maybe just to don't be on the wall directly, I don't know. It's confusing, the whole design is confusing. Even the clip, like if you look at the router, even like the text, if you wall mounted is like wrong, and I don't know, whoever designed this did a terrible job. After I read it, I did actually just randomly try it out because by now it's just an easy fix, so I propped it up on 2 of my filament boxes for my 3D printer and propped it up against the wall. It is as unstable as it looks in the picture and video, so if I hit it wrong it just falls over, but I definitely have to have a better solution for that. But yes, pretty much that actually fixed the problem. And here's the graph to actually prove it. You can see like how the temperature actually went down after I did it. And then after I did it, the temperature actually stayed pretty stable. Some increases when I actually started using it compared to when it's not used. Obviously that makes sense. But it's working fine now. I haven't had, since I changed the how it's standing, I haven't had an issue since then. No crashes, no nothing. Internet working perfectly. But yeah, pretty much why this is happening is pretty stupid. First of all, the ruler doesn't have a fan inside of it, so it doesn't have any cooling from itself, so all of it is just like through airflow, but it doesn't have anything to generate airflow, so just like natural airflow, but it's already like kind of weird to me. And it's pretty much designed that all the hot air is going at the top, where it has like some little slits where it can get out the hot air, and at the bottom it has some slits where the air can come in and pretty much push all the hot air out. Pretty normal airflow stuff. What is crazy to me is that if you just have it normally on the floor or something, then it just traps all the heat and pretty much just ends up frying itself. But it's like such a bad design, because then a lot of people just have their routers like normally standing and not like wall mounted. I actually don't know anyone who has their router currently wall mounted. So I don't know, I feel like they should have told you that when you bought that or something, or have it like in the title of the thing that it's like a wall mounted design. It's really confusing, but it fixed the problem. I do hate that I spent unnecessary money on a new cable and on a technician that didn't actually do anything, so that's still really annoying. But at least my internet is fixed and I can actually use it again. But yeah, now for the rest of the day I have a few things planned. I just wanna clean the floor a little bit because it's like a little messy. Just some crumbs from like breakfast and everything, so gonna clean the floors today. After, probably gonna go out to quickly get some groceries because I need food. So yeah, and other than that, I don't really have much planned today. I might also record some more for the third video. For the second video, I pretty much only need 2 more scenes, then I'm done with that. But I can't record them right now, I do need to record them later on. I might can already start the editing process on that though, because I have most of the footage and the last 2 clips are pretty much at the end of the video, so I can already start the editing process, hopefully this week. And when it comes to the third video, I'm not finished with recording all the stuff I need. So there's still a lot of recording going on. I recorded yesterday another 1.5 hours. I'm definitely making some progress, so I'm happy with that. Also just yesterday was the first time after a few days that I actually worked on that video because I was feeling last week pretty down. I did end up not recording because it just didn't feel right. As I said, same with yesterday. I did yesterday go to the forest with my boyfriend, just taking a walk. It actually was really nice and I really enjoyed it. I also took this really cool picture. And yeah, it was really nice and I'm happy we went. Because the weather was also perfect. Like, it was hot, but not like that we are sweating all the time. And so it was really nice to be outside actually, it's just amazing. But yeah, I think that was everything I wanted to talk about in this intro section. Again, I have no idea what I'm gonna record this week. We will see, I still have some things I wanna take care of. Maybe, potentially, we will see. As always, I will see you in the next clip. Or not. Definitely the case that we're already at 14 minutes with this, but so yeah.